There is one kind of member that I haven't mentioned yet. I have mentioned it, but we haven't talked about it. It's called a property. You remember, members were methods and fields and properties and events that were part of a class. Well, a property is it's a special construct because it's basically a wrapper around fields. Remember, the fields were private, and then we had some public methods as well. Well, a property is it's actually one, but it could be two special methods that we make public, and then we can access a field from another class, such as the engine class can change the location of an image in the image class. Um, those methods are a bit special, they look a bit different, and therefore they are called accessor methods because you access data through them. Um, the property looks, I can show you, it's down here. This is a property, all of this, and it contains two accessor methods. And besides from that, it looks, you see this is a field, so when you declare it, it looks very much like a field. But instead of having a semicolon, you have a container, because you have brackets there in at the top and bottom, and then you have two accessor methods inside. The get property accessor is when you read data, and the set one is for writing data. If it only has a get method, then it's read only, and if it has both, then it's read and write property. And as you can see, these two methods down here, they don't take any parameter. At least not, you don't write that it takes any parameter. It does take a parameter, and that one is always called value. So here you can see it, for example. This is the parameter that is passed into set. And then we can use that as any other parameter in the code, in the method. Here we use it to assign to player score. We assign to that one, the field up there, right? Properties, they are the main reason, these properties, they are the main reason why they have Pascal case and camel case. The field is private, and it uses camel case because it has a lowercase p. The property is public, it uses Pascal case, and it has a capital P. Otherwise, these two are spelled exactly the same. This means that they belong together. That's the only time you should spell something the same, even if you use different capital letters, is when you have a private and a public, private field and public property. And as you can see, all that it does is the set method sets the field, it assigns to the field. The get property returns the field. That's it. So the only thing that the property is used for is to retrieve data and set data in a field. Well, that's the base of a property, at least. The point of doing this is twofold. The first reason is because a property, unlike a method, you don't write it like a method, like when we called initialize, we wrote this dot box dot initialize and then parentheses, right? Well, you don't do that. You use it just like when you assign to a field. So it looks like it is a variable, even though it actually contains two methods. So you can use plus and division and everything else when you use the property. Here you have the property. Here we use the get method here we use the set method. You can't tell because you don't actually write get and set. You use the equal sign and plus sign instead. Uh, and the second reason that you use properties is that it is future proof. You could change code inside here. You could add as much code as you want, and it would still look like a variable down here when you work with it in other parts of your code. Yet it can add a lot of functionality if you decide to make some design changes in the middle of the process, or if you find a bug, you can fix it inside here or something like that. So they are normal methods. You can put as much code as you want in here, but it's probably a good idea to keep them pretty simple as this is. Some programmers, they choose to not do this. They choose to not have a property at all, and instead they just write public here instead. But as you can see, if you do have all of this, then you can do a lot of funky stuff that you couldn't do if this one was just public. So properties are good. You should use them. We'll use them a lot in the future. Let's get back to code and do something real with that image class we just created.